What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and welcome to another Ty's Talks, a Q&A series. We're in episode 24. This one had some interesting ones, including how do I buy retired sets? Specifically, we're gonna get into it a little bit more for cheap or for a reasonable price, along with what adult LEGO theme would I like to see made, and even just some ones that are a little bit more modern day. What do I think of the new Mandalorian Starfighter and how it compares to the old one? And again, if you have questions for next Ty's Talks, just leave them in the comments and we'll get to them in episode 25. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And our first question comes to us from Vigard, and he asks a really good one. One more question. How do you get your sets, the retired ones you review? Do you buy them on the aftermarket or did you buy them when available? So this is a really good one because as you go on, you mentioned that, these sets skyrocket in value, and a lot of the sets that you guys see, I do buy when they are available. I kind of prioritize them. So if there's a new set that comes out and I really want it, but I know that this older set is going to retire, that's been out for a year or two, I will buy the older set as much as I want the newer one, if you're on a budget. But that being said, there's still a number of sets that I do buy that have been retired. So you don't want to pay an arm and a leg, like you said. What I do, at least the strategy that I use, is I try to buy used in good condition. If you try and buy some of these sets new, you're going to pay ridiculous amounts of money, which who wants to do that? So for instance, I either will buy it used in good condition. I try to buy it within the country that I live, so Canada, because you save on shipping. But I will even look to other places, and see if I can strike up a deal. Maybe I can buy a number of retired sets and they give me a bit of a discount. So, basically buying in bulk. The other thing that's actually a little tricky, it requires a little bit more work, is say a set says it's 99% complete. Now I did this with the 2003 ATAT. They said it was 99% complete and they listed out all the pieces that were missing. Well, I did a little bit more research and I found out that these 6 pieces were only gonna run me up like 6 US or like 8 Canadian, nothing. And the guy was only charging 90 US for the set. That is a steal. That set goes for double that, if not more, and used in good condition. So I bought it, and I was really hoping it was in good condition. It turns out it was. Most of the pieces were awesome, and I had to pay another 10 US because there was a couple other pieces that were kind of worn, including the other pieces that it was missing. So all in all, I only paid 100 US for that set when it was worth I've seen it even going for 300 US, roughly, right? It goes for well over 100 US. So that's another strategy I try and do. I try and check used in good condition. I also try and see if it's 99% complete, what is missing, what's the condition of the set. Hope that helps you guys out. Really good question, and yeah, that's part of the reason why that question is in the thumbnail. Timothy asks, "Hi Ty, I started watching your videos a couple of months ago, and I gotta say I love your vids. I recently got the 2021 Mandalorian Starfighter, and I'm fortunate enough to have the older 2012 pre-Vizsla Starfighter. My question is, of the two, which do you prefer?" So this is an interesting one, and it's actually a hot topic. A lot of people have different views on it. I personally think that the minifigures are better in the 2021 Mandalorian Starfighter. However, I think that the build for the older one is superior. As much as I think that the newer one gets too much hate, I think it's a decent set. However, I don't think it's perfect. Like, there's gaping holes in the windows, which I absolutely hate. I like the cockpit to completely encase, the pilot, or, the pilots. There's 2 Mandalorians that seat in it. And there's a couple other flaws. I think that the older one is definitely better. So if you're looking for minifigs, I'd say go with the newer one. As much as pre-Vizsla is actually a decent looking minifigure. But if you're looking for a better all in all build, I definitely would say that the older one is. It's funny, people often say that the newer one is always the best, but in LEGO I found that that's not the case, and that's definitely not the case with this set. Strange Hermit Man says, "If you were a minifigure and needed to fight Magisto's dragon from the Dragon Masters theme, what LEGO armor and accessories made during the 80s or early 90s would you use?" So I had to do a little bit of research with this one. I'd probably go with the late 1980s Viking theme. Vikings, if you guys follow history, they're very well armed, very well armored, and you kind of see that, with the Vikings theme, which makes sense. So, I mean, they got axes, swords, they're, really good armor. shields, I'd probably go with them. If we're answering this more modern, I'd probably go with the 2009-2010 castle theme, specifically the Golden Knight. That guy is armed to the teeth. He's completely encased in armor, has that awesome big chrome sword. Good question, had to think about it. And yeah, I like the fact that it kind of has a little bit of a fantasy spin on it. 1972 Rush says, I like your answer regarding the ideas program. Great solution. Question for you. What theme, adult or otherwise, would you like to see? I'd probably go with Matrix. We have the new movie coming out. I think it would be amazing. They could, make Neo, they could make Mr. Anderson, like city type sets, but they could also, give you the real world with the robots and the machines. I think it would be amazing. I think it would sell really well. However, I don't think LEGO will ever do it just because it is rated 17 and up or R. So because of that, I don't think it will happen. However, that would be my choice, and I would absolutely think it would be amazing. Alpha Bricks channel says, you have done several videos on investing in LEGO. That's about the value of LEGO money-wise, but which set or sets you own have the most sentimental value and why? So I like the fact that you made this, more sentimental than, say just pure value. If I'm going with, it being sentimental, I'm probably gonna go with the 90s space theme or, LEGO Wild West. Probably choose the Explorine Starship, which was a gift from my grandpa, the Android base, gift from my parents, LEGO Rado, which was Fort LEGO Rado, awesome set. That was also a gift from my parents. Or maybe even the Sheriff's Lockup, really cool smaller set. Probably any of those choices because, they have a lot of nostalgia for me. They were gifts, which, who doesn't like a gift when they look at it? They think, hey, that was the person who gave me it. And they're also just really awesome sets. I probably would choose those ones, but yeah, I think that those would definitely be my choices. Those are all special in their own way. And we have another question from VGuard, and he says, how do you clean your LEGO sets and how often? I use one of those microfiber cloths and a brush that is meant for faces. Works great as it does not scratch the pieces. So that's actually a really good way of cleaning LEGO. I might actually start doing that. How I do it is I use a toothbrush and water, which isn't probably the best for scratches, but it is the best for removing dust. As far as how I desanitize LEGO, if you're wondering about that, I use hot water and vinegar. I find that that works really, really well, and it's safe for the LEGO. Just rinse the vinegar off after. And as far as how often I clean my LEGO, well, if you guys watch any of my room tours, I store most of it, unfortunately, and I put it in plastic bags, in drawers. But the sets that I do have on display, I should clean a bit more than I do. Probably every 2 years, I get really anal and I clean them all completely up. But yeah, great question. And I actually really, again, like the way that you use or how you clean your LEGO. I might start doing that as well. And if I know of any other ways that I maybe find out how to clean LEGO, I'll definitely let you guys know. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Karma Brick Creations asks, which LEGO Castle faction is your favorite and which would win in a battle? So as far as my favorite, I probably would go with the 2007 Viking theme or the Knights Kingdom theme. Really like those, as well as the Ninja theme. That's even included within the Castle line, if you believe it or not. I was shocked to find that out. And as far as who do I think would win in a battle, I probably would say the Vikings from 2007. They have awesome longships, siege equipment. They're really, really well armed. But if we're talking more fortifications, you'd probably want to go with, the Black Falcons, Knights Kingdom, where they actually have castles, not just like wooden forts. Had to think about that one, but yeah, those would probably be my choices. Kylo Sam says, ask Ty, what LEGO set did you buy first as an adult? I kind of had to think about this one. I didn't really have a LEGO Dark Age, so it doesn't really become evident, oh, I was in a Dark Age, now I'm not. You start, you get out of that Dark Age when you become an adult at some point. That didn't really happen for me. I kept buying LEGO all the way from when I was a kid to when I was an adult. But I'd probably say the Imperial Flagship or the Superstar Destroyer. I think both those sets were adult, sets, and I bought them as an adult. It might be something else, but I think that those two choices would be accurate. Had to think about it, but yeah, those are what I'm gonna go with. And our last question comes to us from Mr. Blue, and he says, Ty, are you buying the ATAT set anytime soon? So I'm assuming that you mean the UCS one. I'm kind of kicking myself for not buying it opening day just because that Luke's lightsaber is going for like 120, 150 US, which is crazy. As far as if I'm going to be buying it anytime soon, I'm really not sure. I mean, I hope to, but it is an expensive set, and that's part of the reason why I kind of have it on hold. Eventually, I would like to get it. I would like to get it soon, but it really depends if they have a really good promo or not that comes out. Yeah, we'll see. Basically, there has to be some sort of incentive for me to buy it sooner rather than later. It is really expensive, and that's part of the reason why it's on hold. But yeah, hopefully I do get it soon. It's just a question again of when. But yeah, that pretty well does the episode, guys. And again, if you have questions for next Ties Talks, we'll get to them in episode 25, which is kind of crazy. It's moving right along. But yeah, that pretty well does the video. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future Q&As. We do one of them every month. And yeah, they're a lot of fun. You guys come up with a lot of awesome questions. But yeah, that pretty well does it. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.